Hello and welcome to all you Geminis, and no, this is not a workout video as it might seem. I'm probably getting more comments on that than on the astrology, but anyway, so be it, right? Now, what about Gemini? What about the general horoscope of Gemini during July of 2020? I'll tell you what, it's quite a lot happening. And of course, remind you that, mind you, that you are the captain of your ship, and take what resonates, because these are not tailor-made videos. These are general horoscopes. So let's have a look at what in general is working for the Geminis. Now, I want these videos not be too long, so I'm going to take a 10-minute maximum time to explain the eclipse, your ruler Mercury going direct again, Mars in Aries for a very long time, Saturn back into Capricorn, and also Venus squaring up for the third time to Neptune. So let's get started with the most important one. On the 5th of July, there's going to be again, well, actually a last, you could say, eclipse in Capricorn. So the moon will be in Capricorn, very close to Saturn, but also to, well, not that very close, but in the same sign as Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter, but also close to the South Node. And that has a meaning, of course, because it opposes all the energy in Cancer. The sun in Cancer, it's a full moon. And again, we have been having lots of them. This is the last one. So it's like a last call, a last warning of this eclipse that belongs to the Saros family for North, and that all has to do with blockages and illusions. And again, because Saturn re-entering retrograde this area of your life, which for you has to do with a very hidden area of your life, an area of your life that has to do with your values, with the values of others, the finances of others, the emotional support of others, anything that has to do with what others give you, this is highlighted again in your 8th house. And what it really shows is that anything that you're trying to force too much, that you're trying to control, that has to do with those things. So for instance, trying to control the opinions of other people, trying to control the resources of someone else, trying to control your taxes, try to control what else could that be? The emotional support of someone, when someone is giving it to you or not, it's not going to happen. You know, the more you're trying to force this, the more clear it will show up that it's out of your control, basically. And I've talked about this quite a lot during the last when the eclipses happened for you, and it's the same old story, but with the difference now that it's a sort of a last call there. And with the sun in your 2nd house, this is again of put your energy in your self-worth, put your energy in the money that you earn, put your energy in owning who you are, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and don't care what other people think of you, that kind of thing. It sounds easy, but I know it isn't. But that's the energy for you. So this eclipse is quite deep for you, Geminis, and it's like the last couple of energies that, you know, doing like this, like I'm just doing the finishing touches of this. So the things that you can control, very, very good. The things that you cannot control, when it considers other people, if they are giving you something or not, let it go, let it go. And that's the best advice I can give you. Especially also with Mercury going direct in your 2nd house on the 13th of July. So finances will become clearer for you, your own finances. You will have it, you will have that clue, you will have that insight, because Mercury went retrograde there last month, and now on the 13th things go forwards again. Things go very forwards, and you're understanding it. And that is a good sign, you know, when Mercury goes direct in your 2nd house. It's about money, but it's also about your self-worth and this knowing that what you did And the changes that you have made, they're working. And that's very, very good, because Mercury is also your ruler. It's you. You are there in that second house. So I want you to focus on that as well. I want you to focus on money in July. I want you to focus on your self-worth. Okay? That doesn't mean to say that there's not going to happen any romance or whatnot, but there will. But that's for later on when the other eclipses are happening. But main thing here is your self-worth, and combining here as well, Mars in Aries in your 11th house for such a long time. So at the beginning of July, the start of July, Mars will be in Aries. It's going, normally it's 6 weeks in a sign. Now it's going to stay there for 6 months. So that's a long time. For you, Aries goes very well with Gemini. So that's already, although next month it's going to bump into Pluto, Saturn and whatnot, having a sextile to your sign is actually very good. And it's a flowing energy. So for the Geminis, they will feel it more in a positive way because of that. And so Mars in your 11th house has to do with your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your friends. So there is going to be an emphasis there. And I think it's a good time for you, Gemini, to, and the 11th house is also the house of networking, the house of like-minded people. And Mars is action. You are like the boss there. You are taking that action. So for those of you who are having their own businesses, it's very, very interesting, because between now and the midst of November, you're having this pocket of time to launch something new, to launch new ideas, new projects that have to do with your business. Because the 11th house, when you have your own business, it's also a financial house. It's the second house of the 10th house. So if you want to improve your finances and improving your business, yes, that's a good sign here with Mars in the 11th, but it will take up until the midst of November until you see the results, okay? So you will have to do a lot of backwards and forwards and a bit of frustration even as well. So very good for you, especially now in July, having those new ideas, implementing new things that has to do maybe with the internet, social media, a website, an association. All of these things are very positive. Could also mean that you're going to be more active with friends, or maybe one friend is going to be a bit more assertive, not aggressive I hope, but assertive, and that can help you out with that as well. And then last but not least, Venus squaring Neptune. Venus of course in your first house for such a long time, and for the last time now it's going to square Neptune, especially the last week of the month. So 1.5 weeks at the end of the month is still going to have that Venus square Neptune from the first house to the 10th house, which is work. So when it comes to you, how you profile yourself, how you show yourself, and work related, it's still a bit of a time wishy-washy, not knowing exactly what's going on. But that's done after August, you know, the beginning of August, there will be clarity. So if there's still a bit not clarity about how you will profile yourself when it comes to your work, there's still some things that are not always, you know, I'm just inviting you to be realistic and to stay with the feet on the ground. That's going to be very important for you. So when it comes to you, when it comes to how you profile yourself to other people, what you're doing with your work, be realistic. Feet on the ground. Don't try to have too many illusions, or and ask others for their interpretation when you're doubting stuff like that. But this will clear up next month for sure. Again, when it comes to the relationships, there is, of course, it's not really an emphasis here on this month of July, I mean in general, but it will come, you know, the emphasis on relationships will come, and with that note, that the focus needs to be on you, because that's where the North Node is. So whenever it is, when you are in a relationship or not, or single, put the focus on you, and then it will be the best for everyone. Having said that, Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your comments and your likes and your sharing and whatnot. Have a very good time, and I'm sure you will do well. And see you next time. Bye bye.